Let's kick things off with a quote from Jor-El, yes, Superman's actual Kryptonian dad. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. And guess what? He was right. Kal-El really is the best of us. In spandex. Good evening, friends. Before you sink into the couch for your Sunday night movie marathon, welcome to part 2 of our weekly segment, What's New with the News? Original name? Absolutely. Tonight, both the big screen and the small screen take the spotlight. In films, we've got updates on James Gunn's new Superman, hopefully with the red trunks making a comeback. Then there's Eddington, a gritty modern western starring a heavyweight duo ready to outstare the desert. Matthew McConaughey also returns in a brand new film, All Right. And yes, they're rebooting The Naked Gun, so prepare for slapstick chaos all over again. Let's hope it doesn't get canceled before the first fart joke. Over in TV land, Foundation is back for Season 3. More brainy space drama incoming. There's a new spin-off called Ballard, because we always need a good cop show. Eric Bana stars in Untamed, a mini-series reminding everyone he still exists and still has perfect hair. And of course, The Institute, based on a Stephen King novel, brings us kids with powers, dark secrets, and lots of unsettling vibes. Yep, classic King. So plenty of reasons to stick around. So tell us, YouTube, did you already check out Brad Pitt's latest movie, or are you binging Jensen Ackles in something intense and broody? Either way, you've got the remote. Hit play. We won't judge. Much.
I'm recording this. Fair warning. Is that really necessary? Look, Joe.
Let's kick things off with a Hollywood power duo that somehow manages to turn everything they touch into pure gold. Ari Aster is back with Eddington, a modern western starring Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal, hitting UK theaters on August 22, 2025. It's all about a showdown between a sheriff and a mayor in a tiny New Mexico town, sparking neighbor-on-neighbor drama. Oh, and it premiered in competition at Cannes 2025 because, of course.
Windy day in paradise.
Face to all drivers.
There's a situation developing at Ponderosa Elementary.
We all know this guy's voice. It's basically a national treasure at this point. Another leading man who always manages to surprise us with his roles. The Lost Bus is Apple TV Plus's new thriller starring Matthew McConaughey, inspired by a real wildfire disaster chronicled in a book by Lizzie Johnson. It follows a wayward bus driver and a dedicated teacher trying to save 22 kids from literal hellfire. Directed by Paul Greengrass, it drops in fall 2025 on streaming and select theaters.
The reason that you're in front of me right now is because the system failed you. You have been beaten, you have been pounded.
Now the Raging Bull goes head-to-head with Django. Tin Soldier is an action thriller from Brad Furman, hitting UK's Prime Video on July 23, 2025, straight to streaming because why bother with theaters? The plot? An ex-soldier infiltrates a militant cult led by Jamie Foxx to take down a squad of mercenaries. The cast is absurdly stacked. Robert De Niro, Jamie Foxx, Scott Eastwood, John Leguizamo, and Rita Ora. Because why not?
Have dinner, 8 p.m. sharp, don't be late.
I won't be late. Paga la luz.
No, you usually say para la luz, pendejo. I think this place is about to...
Nothing beats a comedy duo making us laugh until our abs hurt. Thanks for the workout. The Pickup is a heist comedy starring Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson, and Keke Palmer, streaming August 6, 2025 on Prime Video. Directed by Tim Story, it's about 2 armored truck drivers caught in an ambush led by a cunning criminal mastermind. Action, chaos, and laughs all wrapped into one terrible day.
That was awesome.
Who are you?
Drebin.
Speaking of laughs, here comes the man with a very specific set of skills in this 90s classic reboot. Paramount just dropped the trailer for The Naked Gun reboot, hitting theaters August 1st. Liam Neeson takes over the legendary Frank Drebin role originally played by Leslie Nielsen. Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, and Danny Houston round out the cast. Prepare for absurd comedy, because some classics just can't die.
I'll destroy you. And of course, that reporter you always do interviews with.
And to finish, what's your kryptonite? We all know Clark Kent's. A new Superman trailer directed by James Gunn and starring David Corenswet reveals more about the Man of Steel's powers and Lex Luthor's dastardly plans. The film premieres early on July 8th and is a cornerstone of the new DC universe. Pre-sales have already smashed Fandango's 2025 records. Yep, this is definitely one of the hottest movies of the summer and the year.
And what it can do is a gift. God knows it didn't come from us.
And to start, Ben Barnes plus Kids with Powers plus a mystery thriller? Where do we sign up? The Institute, MGM Plus's new series based on Stephen King's novel, premieres July 13th, 2025. It follows Luke, Joe Freeman, a kid with powers waking up in a secret facility with other gifted children. Meanwhile, an ex-cop, Ben Barnes, seeks peace nearby. Their lives collide in a dark mystery.
Someone once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light.
Any Trekkies out there? If yes, this one's for you. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 drops July 17th with a 2-episode premiere. Captain Pike and crew face off against the dreaded Gorn again. Cast includes Anson Mount, Rebecca Romijn, and Paul Wesley as young Kirk. Season 4 is already filming in Toronto.
First loves are important, but they're not as important as lasts.
How about a summer love triangle to spice things up? The trailer for The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, the last one, teases Belly's romance with Jeremiah and Conrad's comeback. Wedding plans, old feelings, and drama ahead. Based on Jenny Han's final book, it premieres July 16th on Prime Video. Team Jeremiah or Team Conrad? Don't worry, Belly's calling the shots.
You're still getting to know me.
Kind of funny, really, that you're working in cold cases.
A spin-off from a famous cop show is just what July needs. Ballard, the latest Bosch Universe series, hits Prime Video July 9th, 2025. Maggie Q stars as Detective Renee Ballard, leading a cold case division in LA. Digging into old crimes, she finds herself in deep trouble. Titus Welliver returns as Harry Bosch for a guest appearance.
People come here to explore. See maybe 10% of the park.
This actor's no stranger to big roles. Nice move, Netflix. Untamed, a limited Netflix series starring Eric Bana, premieres July 17th. It follows Kyle Turner, a special parks agent investigating a mysterious death in Yosemite National Park. The cast also features Sam Neill, Rosemarie DeWitt, and Wilson Bethel. Mystery and drama set against stunning nature.
The Foundation was created to save humanity. But the coming darkness was always the turning point.
And to wrap it up, how about we all do our part and fight for the future against the Empire? Foundation Season 3, based on Isaac Asimov's books, premieres July 11th on Apple TV+. 152 years later, the Foundation grows while the Cleonic Empire weakens, forming a shaky alliance. Enter the fearsome Mule. The epic struggle for humanity's survival continues.
Lindalia Pedro Yama!
And we wrap things up with a quote from Isaac Asimov's masterpiece, now one of the best sci-fi series on TV. To succeed, planning alone is insufficient. One must improvise as well. Hari Seldon was right. No matter how good the plan is, life always finds a way to mess with it. So, what stood out this week? In theaters, tickets are already on sale for James Gunn's new Superman. Grab yours before the internet explodes. Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix riding into a modern western. That's a recipe for cinematic gold. Robert De Niro and Jamie Foxx team up in a wild crossover that feels like Taxi Driver meets Django. Meanwhile, Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson bring the laughs, and Liam Neeson channels his inner Drebin in a reboot of The Naked Gun. Expect chaos with a straight face. On TV, war brews in the new season of Foundation. Star Trek returns with yet another sequel, and Ben Barnes stars in a dark Stephen King mystery full of eerie powers. And yes, Netflix delivers again. Eric Bana leads another binge-worthy miniseries, because why not? Hit that like button, share the video, and have a great start to your week. We'll be back tomorrow with the rest of the week's fresh news. See you then.